So the time is currently 10 to 8 in the morning. My flat is completely asleep. I'm awake because I've been up since 6 o'clock, as you know. Because it is officially December 1st, which means I need to open my advent calendar. I have this from Pact Coffee. Yes, it is indeed a coffee advent calendar. 25 different coffees. I believe it's 6 exclusive coffees to the box. Pact do this rare coffee where they have, it's called Micro Lot, where they have like, it's something like 2 sacks of the coffee that are like available. It's like super exclusive coffee, and there's some in here as well, so really excited to try this. So let's find number 1. They did come in order initially, but I've mixed them up because part of the fun of an advent calendar is just finding the door, so that needs to be the experience. But here I have number 1. All the art on the box and stuff was done by a specific person. I'm gonna quickly try and look that up for you. So all these illustrations on every packet and covering the box were all done by Alice Bowler. I'll put the Instagram on screen because they're really cute. They're really cool. It's at Alice Bowsher. Bowsher. I'll put it on screen. So this first one, I haven't actually seen what coffee it is yet. So it's the Los Andes Honey, and it has a description on the back here. Grown by Janet Isabel Alvarez Schneider. You will see that I can't pronounce any names during this month. The origin is Apaneca in El Salvador, and the varietal is bourbon. Now, I'm pretty sure I've had this before, so I'm going to quickly check this book. I think you've seen this book before. It's 33 coffees. So I've basically got a record of all the coffees I've had. Yes, 3rd page, in fact. Los Andes. Yeah, El Salvador. God, I did not know how to fill this book in initially. This is quite funny. From Pact, yes. I did have this in April though. So I had it as an AeroPress. Oh, quickly, these are actually already pre-ground, but they're kept fresh, so they were ground and instantly put in this bag. So hopefully it's still fresh. Hopefully it hasn't gone stale, because as I think I've told you before, the number 1 factor in coffee taste is the freshness of the grind. If it's pre-ground, you generally lose a lot of flavour there, so it'll be interesting to compare it. And I've just got a low battery warning on this camera, so I best hurry up. So from this, I'm expecting quite a wheaty nose, a non-invasive nose, and a ripe peach, sweet, juicy mouthfeel with a long, lingering aftertaste. So I gave it 4.5 stars first off. This was as an error fruit, so strong flavours of berry fruit and stone fruit, bit of citrus in there, so very fruity coffee. The description says, honey flavours but without the bees. Once this coffee was ripe, the cherries were picked and depulped, but not too thoroughly. So when they're picking the coffee, they'll depulp the coffee cherry to get the seeds, and then they'll dry out the seeds. So here they said it wasn't done too thoroughly, so that then when they were laid out to dry, the remains of the sticky fruit enhanced the sweetness of the beans. This is honey processing. It takes a little bit longer, but it's worth it for the flavour. So I'll go make this. I'm probably going to do it as a V60 because that's my favourite brew method. You'll see me doing quite a lot of V60s. I believe it's 20 grams in here, so I use 14 grams for V60, so I don't know if I'll be able to maybe cup the other 6 grams, or maybe just experiment with blends. So I'll go make this, and I will be back in a minute. Okay, I'm back, and I have my coffee here. First of all, when I took the packet out of the little card holder, it has a little cat, and instead of a 1 it says yum, which I think is quite cute. So when I opened the packet, I found that the grind is quite a bit finer than what I usually use for a V60, and it smells very fragrant, the actual grounds themselves. So that's a good sign. That's a sign that it's still quite fresh. Yeah, the grind size is quite a bit finer. I wouldn't say it's quite espresso. Maybe a fine AeroPress, maybe. But the idea is that it's quite a bit finer than what I usually use for a V60. So off the bat, I'm expecting this to be quite over extracted. So I'm not expecting the sweet notes to be quite as present. Maybe a little bit more bitter, a little bit more sour, especially the citrus notes. So we'll give it a try. We'll see what it's like. First off, the nose. The nose, yeah, there's definitely that wheatiness that we were expecting. Yeah, definitely strong wheat. Like it smells like a Weetabix. Like when it's a good morning coffee. This. Okay, so let's give it a try. Yeah, that's definitely quite over extracted. Yeah, the sweet notes definitely fall behind here. The over extracted notes have really brought up them bitter like back notes, and you really feel it on like the back of your tongue. But the sweet notes is still there on the front. You can still taste the peach and the honey. You can taste that it's still honey processed. Yeah, there's definitely a long aftertaste. It's still with me. I can still like taste where I was tasting different flavors of the coffee. Sweetness often comes at lower temperatures. So because this has just been brewed, it's still quite hot. So you're still getting the darker, smokier notes. The brighter notes of the coffee often come through in later temperatures. So I'll give it a bit of time to rest, and we'll see where it is. At the moment, it's not as good as when I had it before, judging by what I've read from the 33 coffees. In the meantime, I'm curious as to whether all of them are going to be ground to this size. Otherwise, if they are, I'm going to have to try an AeroPress tomorrow with this grind. Or even further, maybe try a espresso. I'm struggling to tell if this is an espresso grind or not. It definitely looks like an espresso grind. In the hand. I don't know if you can tell there. Fines are the grounds which are smaller than what you expected, and boulders are the ones that are larger. So when I finished brewing, there was quite a few boulders. Yeah, this definitely doesn't. No, this doesn't look quite like an espresso. So it'll be interesting to see what it's like in an AeroPress actually. And initially I did have this coffee in an AeroPress, so even then it's going to be different. This lighting's not that good, I know that, I'm sorry, but, well, what can you do? Normally I am a massive fan of the El Salvador coffees. I really like El Salvador. They tend to be very, very floral coffees. This one's not quite floral. This one's definitely more fruity. I'm just comparing it to the 33 coffees here now. So when I first had this, I had it 4 days off roast dates, so pretty much at its peak freshness, because it's had time to calm down the molecules from the roasting. There's a lot more berry fruit coming through now, so I wonder if the stone fruit will come after. I'm tasting quite a bit of like blackcurrant, a bit of strawberry. So when I made my V60, I did the normal brew recipe that I normally do, which is on my channel already. And obviously I took an Instagram picture, so go follow me on Instagram. I'll put it on screen. It's @grindthenbrew. I've just had to return on this camera because this is really over extracted. This is quite bad, which is a shame really. It's the first one. I was really looking forward to opening it, and really once I saw the grind size I should have not gone for a V60. It wasn't a smart idea. I really hope the grind size changes, because that's quite disappointing, because V60 is definitely my favourite brew method, and initially I was quite annoyed that I found out that once I bought it, it wasn't whole bean. You couldn't buy it whole bean, and it was going to be pre-ground. But yeah, not actually a great start. This them sweet notes that I was talking about that were kind of present have definitely just gone. at this point. I did reread this card, and it does say hints of sticky date and nutmeg is what I should be expecting, which is different from the, I wonder if just because it's a different roast profile, maybe? I don't know. I should have read this properly. I didn't actually notice it was on this little tab here. I'm not getting any of this sticky date or nutmeg business. I'm not getting any of it, but that could completely be my fault because I haven't brewed it properly, haven't brewed it as an AeroPress, haven't brewed it as an espresso. I don't know what they were expecting. If the grind size do change, they should definitely put on the package to brew it as this. So I don't know. This is only the first day. I don't know what to compare it to. So yeah, back to the video. I'm gonna try and do this every single day as I open the advent calendar. I've got 25 different coffees to try here, so I'm really looking forward to them. I never know how to finish these things. Just